Undi sinjagese, uri sinjabana banje, ni Yesu, mwami onyala byosi. Again. Again. I have to get results. I'm a trainer. I told you I'm a trainer.
Hey good people, and welcome to your favorite show, Chronicles La Familia. Hey good people, and welcome to your favorite show, Chronicles La Familia, where we bring you positive conversations around family and song. So today on set, we have a wonderful, phenomenal woman. Her name, she will tell us her, and she's an entrepreneur, a single mom of 2. She's also a worship leader, and we're gonna get to know her and how she has started a business. She started a business in her house, and now it's going around the nation of Kenya and globally. So karibu sana. So great to have you on Chronicles La Familia. Please begin by introducing yourself to our audience.
Great. My name is Selina, wakwabi. I'm commonly known as Dada.
Why Dada? Sasa ukitwa Dada na sisi pia ni madada.
So I think my parents decided that I was going to be born again even before all my life. I was just going to be born again. So I am Dada. But I was named Dada because Selina is my grandma's name.
Okay.
And when I was born, my grandma was still alive. So my dad and his brothers and his sister could not call me Selina because it would be like calling their mom by her name. Yeah. And my grandma was born again. So she was called Dada Selina. So they called me Dada. Because I was Selina, so they just called me that, and Dada was a name that they could say. So actually in my family, everybody who's called Selina is also called Dada.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, great. So tell us about you growing up.
I was born and raised in Nakuru. I lived in Nakuru for the entirety of my primary education.
All right.
And then for high school, I went to Limuru Girls in Limuru, and I went to Eldoret for university, Moi University.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've had a bit of traveling in and out the country.
So you are a good Kenyan.
Yeah, I'm a proper Kenyan. I am a proper Kenyan.
All right.
And then I got my first job was also quite a lot of traveling.
All right.
Yeah. So
we had a lot of interactions.
A lot. I'd actually be in Nairobi, I think, for only 1 week in a month. Okay. The rest of the time I was traveling in and out of Nairobi or even the country. So yeah, I'm professionally trained.
Yes.
As tourism management.
Oh,
yeah.
You are a tour guide.
I'm a tourism manager.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a business course, but majoring on tourism.
All right.
Yeah. So,
but today we are at your premises.
Yes.
At your factory.
Yes, where I process nuts. Exactly.
So what is the relationship between processing nuts and tour management?
And tour management. So when I was employed for a good 7 years.
All right.
In training. Yes. So when I plugged into professional job market, I got into training management, training officer. So I did that for a good 7 years. So I am a people manager, and I love people, and I love training. I love teaching, and I love learning.
Okay.
So when I left employment, I left employment to actually raise my pregnancy.
All right.
Yeah, not my baby, my pregnancy. I had a difficult pregnancy while I was employed.
Okay.
And I actually lost my first child.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I lost my first child. He was born, and after 4 days he died.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Sorry about that.
yeah, thank you. God was in it and through it, and
Yes, yes.
till now He's still doing His work of healing. I don't think it's something you ever get over.
Yeah.
But every day is better.
Yes.
So when I got pregnant with my second child, who's now my eldest,
Yes.
I decided to leave employment.
Okay.
Because some of the reasons surrounding why I lost my child were work related. There was a lot of pressure at my workstation. We had just changed CEOs.
Yes.
So there was a lot of expectation, especially in terms of training. And I think my body just couldn't take it at that time in that state.
Okay.
So when I got pregnant with my second child, who's now my eldest, I decided to leave employment.
All right.
To raise my pregnancy.
Yes,
now you
yes,
understand.
yes,
yeah.
yes.
So I did that until I had my child. So that meant I was without a job for over a year.
All right.
And my family dynamic then was that I was salaried.
Yes.
My husband was in business.
All right.
So it brought a lot of strain on our finances.
Okay.
That I was unemployed.
Yes.
So now we were only relying on the business.
His business.
Yeah. And that was a bit shaky at that time.
Okay.
So when my son was 7 months old,
yes,
I went to a friend's party who in December who was celebrating their son's good results during KCPE.
Yes.
So she invited me over, and she invited a few other friends of hers over. And we went, me and my son and my husband, we went for that celebration. And when we were there, we met another friend, a mutual friend of my friend, who was really an acquaintance at that point. I didn't know her.
Yes.
When I joined the church that I was in, she had just gotten married and moved out, gone to the husband's church.
All right.
So we really didn't interact.
Okay.
But I met her there. And she had a similar story in terms of children and family. A similar
and
story
quitting
to mine.
work for pregnancy.
Yes.
Okay.
So we got to talking, and that time my son was humongous. He was a giant for his age.
Okay.
It was really impressive. My son looked like he was 2 years old. He was big, he was tall and not fat. He looked
huge.
Strong.
All right. Oh, not fat.
So not fat, he was a sturdy boy.
Okay.
So my friend had her son 2 months prior to mine, but the son was tiny.
All
It was now below what a 7-month-old should look like.
Be, okay.
Yeah. So she asked, what do you do with your boy? And I told her, my boy just eats. He eats really well. So we got to talking, and we got to, when you become a mother, you become like a doctor.
Yeah. We know several things.
You know things.
Yes.
So while we were consulting Dr. Dada and Dr. Shiro, we decided that the problem was food.
Yes.
It was centered around food.
Yes.
And bowel movement.
Okay.
So we decided, because bowel movement was also there, we can't do this conversation here. Can we go to Christine's, Shiro's place and continue the discussion there? So that's what we did. And when we went there, we started girl talk, of course. We talked the whole night. And she gave me the idea to start cooking nuts.
Okay.
Yeah. So Shiro gave me the idea to
Was
start
she doing it herself?
No, she wasn't.
Okay.
She was just like, you're popular in church. Okay, so I'm also like a minister. Yes. I've actually ministered in church since I was 4 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
You minister in the area, or which
Music.
area? Okay.
Music. Yeah.
That's
since
amazing.
I was 4 years old.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
so
amazing.
My life is home, work, church.
Church.
I don't do anything else.
Okay.
So so she told me, you're popular in church, people would buy. Start. So of course I was not going to start cooking njugu and selling it. Of course I wasn't.
How can I?
I wasn't. I was a training manager at a big hotel.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do this. Yeah. So
too lowly.
Not me. So so when I left her place the next day at around noon, she took me to the stage, and it happened to be in Ngong actually. Yeah, where my factory is right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she took me to the stage and she told me, just wait here. I need to get something and then I'll get back. So she left me there with my son, my 15-kilo son. And then she went, I was tired. She went and she came back. So when she came back, she had a bag, what we call uhuru bags.
Yes.
So she had a bag and she told me, here, these are ground nuts. Go and cook them and sell them in church tomorrow. The next day was a Sunday.
Okay.
Shiro has always been very annoying, by the way. I was like, but I didn't say I was going to do this thing.
Yes.
Like, why have
we
just decided
to buy groundnuts for me for groundnuts?
By that time, we were not really friendly, so I was trying to be polite. So I was like, oh, thank you. Oh, my goodness. So I took the nuts.
Oh, Lord.
I went home with them, looking at them, like, what am I going to do with all these nuts? There were too many. So I decided, fine, now that they are here anyway, let me cook them.
Okay.
And let me try and sell them. So that's what I did. I cooked them.
You knew how to prepare them?
Yes, I knew how to prepare them. So fortunately for me, I was raised in a very cultural, loving home.
Right.
So we used to cook, used to fetch firewood, used to fetch water.
Okay.
Yeah. So I knew how to cook njugu properly. So I did it. I cooked them and I packed them. And they gave me exactly four bags, because I was scared. I was like, are people going to buy these things? So I packed 4 bags and I went to church with them the next day. And I don't remember what the sermon was, because I was so anxious.
What will happen? I was
like,
with
what have I done?
Yes.
What nonsense is this I've engaged in? Who am I going to talk to? How do I begin? Who do I talk to? So I'm in church, but I'm not in church.
Yes.
So after the service ended, I just stood up and I went to a group of people. And I asked one of them, a gentleman, I asked him, kuna kulanga njugu? He said, napenda njugu sana, sana.
Wow.
Kambia niko na njugu karanga. Now I'm carrying the bag like this, like it's contraband. Niko na njugu karanga hapa. Ungependa? Zimepikwa, yes. Ebu nione. Nikafungua. Akaona, there were 4 bags. So he's like, nipatie. He took 2 bags.
Wow.
And then he called his friend, yo, come, kuna njugu hapa. So the friend came, njugu wapi? Akachukua the remaining 2 bags. Just there, as I was standing there, I was left with my empty uhuru bag. And then my friend had told me, sell them at 100 shillings. But I was like, there's no way someone's going to pay 100 shillings. It's not value. You know, now I'm thinking like an academic.
Yeah.
It's not value.
Yeah.
So I told them, they asked me, so how much is it? 80 bob. So I sold them at 80.
Oh, Lord.
I sold them at 80 shillings.
Okay.
And they paid me.
That was your very first business adventure.
I had never. They paid me.
What was your reaction?
Like, I felt like walking into a Mercedes shop and asked them, how much is this one? Give me 3 of them. I felt so, I was like, it's just simple?
Yeah.
So they gave me the 360, and of course it was after the service, so the offering baskets had already been removed and everything. But I remember going to the back of the church where the vestry is, and I knocked because they were counting the monies. I knocked and I asked them to give me an envelope. They gave me an envelope, and I went back into the church and I put all that money inside that envelope and I sealed it. And I wrote first fruit.
Wow.
And I told God, now we have started.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, now we are in business.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you have said something very profound.
Yeah.
One, the giving of the first fruits.
Yeah.
That is a very powerful thing that you did that now set you up for
greater things.
For greater things.
Yeah.
And I believe you will be greater than we would ever even imagine. Then this other thing, you had not given offering?
No.
Why?
Okay, so this is the part I haven't mentioned. So now we were flat broke for sure. Okay. And we were, it was a real struggle. Like it was a proper struggle. So even for me to get into after now selling and seeing that I can sell, for me the light bulb that went off in my head was, finally I can buy diapers and milk for the baby.
Oh my.
That is all I wanted. That is all I wanted to be able to do. Just as long as I can buy diapers and buy milk for my child, I would be set.
And here you are, you sell.
Yes.
And the very first thing is you decide to give it all
I gave
up.
all of it. Yes, I gave all of it. I was taught my how I understand giving.
Yes.
Is how it was explained to me by my sister, my elder sister, and my only sister. My sister is very faithful in giving. Actually, my sister gives even from losses, and she feels nothing. I think that's a part about her that really amazes me. She feels absolutely nothing. My sister can give the last of her flour away, and you will not even see her troubled about it. Yeah. So she's only taught me the principle of first fruits, and I had been doing it. Before then, I'd been professionally employed, I've mentioned. So every other job I'd ever gotten, my first salary was first fruits, all of it, everything. And I wouldn't bother about like how I would get to work, transport, where would I get transport. There are jobs that I got into that needed me to even change my wardrobe.
Yes.
So I've worked a whole month without money, and I need to change my wardrobe, and I've gotten money, and now I've given all of it away. So I've still not changed my wardrobe.
This is so powerful.
And I've never lacked.
Yeah.
I think, in fact, the first month after the month that I'd given first fruit was the time I used to buy my most valuable things. Like I remember there's a time, the first time I bought shoes from Bata was the month after I had given first fruit.
Wow.
I bought a bag.
Somehow the father provided.
Yes, I bought a handbag from Bata.
Okay.
I bought a watch from an actual Rolex shop.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
So you are going through a hard time. Tell us about that.
So after I left employment, things became very tough financially. So my marriage was struggling already as it is, without even adding the financial strain. So when I left employment, the financial strain added itself onto the many other issues that there were in my marriage. And I think that is something that is underplayed in a lot of counseling sessions.
Okay.
And I felt cheated, because I was encouraged and I was trained and I was taught that a financial state, when you get into the family, when you get married, is supposed to be open. Okay. That I should know what you make and you know what I make.
Yes.
But for the longest time, as I was employed, I never even sat back to ask myself, by the way, I don't know what you're making. I don't know what
you do. See.
I know what I'm making, because when we do the budget, we would do the budget with my money, because that's the money that's coming in every month.
Yes, yes.
And from a logical point of view, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes absolute sense, because the bills are monthly. So let's plan with the money that comes in monthly.
Yes.
But we never budgeted for your money. So it never hit me until I left employment. I was like, by the way, where does yours go? Yeah, because it can't be that if I stopped working, we are in a crisis.
True.
We shouldn't be in a crisis. It should be difficult. Yeah, it could get difficult,
yes.
But it should not be a crisis.
Yes.
So I started to...
Were there indications that he was doing well in the business, or you wouldn't tell?
There were indications, yes. He used to get jobs.
Yes.
He used to get jobs. So it was, you could tell that there was some work coming in.
Okay.
But the state that we were in was not, it wasn't balancing.
Yeah.
It wasn't balancing. So it brought a lot of strain. I couldn't ask, because you're constantly on edge. You're
walking on eggshells.
Exactly. You're constantly on edge. You cannot get a conversation going. You can't get questions answered. Every question will trip a bomb, and it will be explosive. And my ex-husband was absolutely abusive, verbally, physically. So he would explode. And I've not been raised to know how to respond to verbal abuse. So I think it used to be counterproductive because sometimes he would call me names and I would feel like laughing. So you see, yeah, exactly. So it would be really counterproductive because now why are you laughing? Why are you like
I'm supposed to inflict, it's supposed to inflict pain.
Yeah, like
not to cause laughter.
And it would look like I was being
rude.
Thank you. But it was really amusing. Like I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe like we are adults. Can't we just have a conversation? So it would just be horrible.
Yeah, I think
it would be
just
bad.
Amazing.
Yeah, it would
somebody.
It was amusing.
Really, now
I can't explain it. Like I don't understand how.
You don't even know how to respond.
I don't know
right?
how to respond because we are adults. Can we just have a conversation? So in the middle of having a conversation, you just suddenly start hearing "fala." Like,
oh Lord.
Okay.
What was that?
So how do I go from here? You know. So I used to.
You would laugh it off.
Yeah. I used to,
and of course it would come out as rude.
It would fuel his anger.
Was there any time that it was physical?
Yes. It got physical.
Yes.
And we really tried, honestly, to look for help and to seek help even from the church. But we didn't get enough help. I think also because we were not of the same mind.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like it would have been helpful if both of us wanted to get help. But at some point there, I felt like I was the only one who was interested.
Was pushing for help?
Yeah, the only one who was interested in
So how long were you married?
Help. I was married for a good 10 years.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I was married for 10 years. I was married for 10 years.
Yes.
And it was not the best. It was not the best marriage.
So let me just ask, how did you, we just need to hear, how did you meet with this?
Oh, we met in campus. We met in Wayne
Young man.
Yeah, a young man. He was young. So we met in college and I cleared university 1 year before he did.
Okay.
So to just maybe to help someone. So our relationship was, we started going out when I was in 4th year.
Yes.
So, and it was towards the end. I was almost leaving and graduating. So most of our courtship was long distance.
Okay.
So I really didn't know the person who I was marrying. I can't say I knew him.
Okay.
Because our courtship was long distance.
Yes.
And then when he left university, we got married shortly thereafter.
So you guys were always,
engaged. Yeah, we got engaged. Immediately finished, we got engaged. I think it was in January.
Yes.
And then we got married that year. So between the engagement and the wedding, it was just planning for the wedding.
There were never no red flags in the.
Of course, there are red flags, but you know, you're planning a big thing.
Yes, so you think that is the
pressure.
reason.
It's the pressure of the planning. But I saw some things. I saw the nonchalance. He wasn't really involved with it. I think I did a wedding for myself. I threw myself a wedding. Yeah.
You did all the planning.
Yeah.
Most of the finances needed
were mine, all the planning.
But who proposed the wedding?
He proposed to me, yes. He proposed to me, but maybe he wasn't ready to marry. No. Those are things that I've come to learn later.
Yeah.
That men can do something, but they don't mean like tomorrow. They want it to get done tomorrow. They can tell you, I want a baby, but they don't mean I want
that you get a baby.
Let's try tonight.
Yeah. They mean long term.
They mean like maybe 5 years down the line, I want a baby, you know. So,
but I'm so sure, are you the one who pushed for the wedding?
I mean, in retrospect, now I feel like I am, because I wound up doing everything. I threw a wedding for myself. I threw myself a wedding. Yeah. So there were red flags. I won't say there weren't. There were actually. There was even a point where I believe I heard from the Lord, and He told me that is not the man for you. Yeah.
You were too into it.
Yes.
To hear or to obey.
I was ready to obey.
Yes.
I was. Let me tell the story.
Yes, tell.
So I had before the first visit.
Okay.
Before the first, that day for the first visit, in the morning when I woke up, I had him. And I remember sitting on my bed and telling him, okay, so we've gone so far. We've already told so many people. There are people who are even giving money already, like from my job. So I told him, fine, I will do what you ask. Just make a way.
Okay.
Yeah, make a way. I will walk right through that door. So I left the house. I prepared. I left the house. It was a Saturday. They were coming with his friends, with our mutual friends on Sunday. So it was a Saturday. I was traveling home so that I can go and wait for them on the other side in Nakuru. So I left the house, and I remember I was sitting in a city shuttle. And I was just sitting. He called me and he told me we had had an argument the previous day about something or other. I don't even remember. But it was bad. A plate was broken.
What?
Yeah.
Like in your presence?
Yes, a plate was flung my direction.
That
it was broken.
A serious red flag.
Yeah. So he called me and he told me, I don't even want to go to your parents' place. Call them and tell them I've cancelled. And I was like, okay. I'm usually very chill, by the way. I mean, you're an adult. You made your decision. It's okay. So I said, okay. And then I hung up. And I could hear God clearly tell me that was your door.
Yes.
Yeah. You asked for a way?
Yes, that is a door.
Yeah.
A very open door,
yeah,
right?
That's it. So call home and tell them he's not coming. So I had a very peaceful ride. I was not even worried. I was fine. So I remember I got into Nairobi town. I left the bus. I went to a restaurant. I sat down. I ordered food. I ate. I was peaceful, by the way. Very peaceful.
Yes.
Then I started thinking, by the way, because I thought, see now, because it's not coming, there's no point of even going home. Let me just go back to the house and continue with my life. Then I started thinking, I have parents. There were plans. They've bought meat. They've probably bought. Now I have to call them.
Yes.
Then I felt a panic. I can't call them. Now how do I call them? So I called my best friend. And I told her, wow, this guy has said he's not coming. He's not interested anymore. Why? When did he say this? I was like 2 hours ago. Why didn't you tell me immediately? You guys have to come and we have to talk about this. Yada, yada, yada. And that's how that story ended. So they called us for a meeting.
Yes.
We went, both of us. He came from where he was coming from. I came from town. We went, we sat down, that friend of mine and her husband. They were our best couple, by the way. So we sat down and we had all these talks about what's going on. No, it can't happen. Please, tomorrow we are still going. This thing is happening. And that is how God's plan was thwarted. Yeah. So we wound up going.
Wow.
But there was an open door.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
There was an open door. Wow. That's why sometimes I don't even cry a lot about it, because I was told.
Yeah,
I was told. I knew.
So from the beginning you knew.
I knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did the issues now escalate? When you didn't have a job and...
I think we had, there were many issues. Financial issues aside, there were many other issues. We had issues communicating, just basic communication, basic communication. Sometimes I couldn't understand what he was saying, and he seemed to be very sure that he's communicating. So yeah, there was something.
A breakdown in communication. What else? Were there issues of cheating?
At the end, yes.
Okay.
At the end. Because at some point, I had already started my business when Corona hit. And the model of my business is office sales.
Yes.
So if anything affects people going to the office, my business grinds to a halt.
True.
So I don't sell on holidays.
Yes.
Public holidays, I don't say. Okay, the government keeps gazetting all kinds of sweet replantings. I don't know what else they're going to do.
Anytime they do such a thing, they are affecting
my business.
Peanuts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight. Probably there is always going to be a way out of that. Yes.
There should be. We are trying to work around it because
yes.
there's always going to be holidays.
Yes.
So I need to find a way to sell even during the holiday and even sell more.
Yes.
So that I look forward to
yes.
them.
Yes.
Yeah. So Corona really affected our peanuts. It really affected us, and we couldn't go sell. Of course, there was a lot of apprehension even everywhere in the nation.
Yes.
I had a small child at home. I was also scared because my second one had come at this point, and he was just a few months old. So I was also really terrified of bringing back this monster home, you know.
Yeah.
So I wasn't leaving the house at all.
Yes.
And if I don't leave the house,
you don't
I can't
sell.
sell. The money that our Peanuts was bringing in, that stopped.
Okay.
So we were back to financial strain. Yeah. So
anytime Dada has money,
we are fine.
We are fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when I don't have money, it's bad.
All right.
Yeah. So that strain just started, and we used to get into a lot of friction more frequently, until at time he said, you know, he said some things, and I asked him, I told him, I think it would be best if I left. And he was like, yes, go.
You got a taste of your own medicine.
Oh, that was easy. No, but I was serious. At least I wasn't trying him. I was serious. I wasn't threatening. I was just informing.
Okay.
So he said,
oh, you didn't want any action that
no,
you were not expecting
no,
or something. You meant what you were saying.
To go.
All right.
Yeah, I wanted to go because I was feeling like where it was going, it wasn't good for my health.
All right.
Yeah, because I had sunk into depression. You know,
this bubbly self.
Imagine me.
Oh,
so there's even a time my grandma had passed on at this point by the time Corona was hitting Kenya. So there's even a time I used to have dreams of my grandma calling me.
Oh.
Yeah, I would dream that she was calling me, and I would get into a state of peace.
Oh, that's a good place to.
Yeah.
If
so I'd want to go.
Grandma, yes.
I would want to go, and then I would wake up, and my heart sinks. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was depressed.
Yes.
Yeah, I was depressed, and I'm glad that I knew I was depressed.
Yes. Because
I knew I have to get myself out of this environment. Yeah. So
let me ask, was he born again?
Yes, he's born again. He's working out his salvation with fear and trembling. Yeah. Okay. That's a
good
conversation between him and God.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I left the home. After I said I was leaving, I left. I left with my boys. And I went back home to Nakuru, where I stayed until August. So I left in March, end of March. I stayed home until August. So this is when the other people started meeting. Yeah.
Oh, right.
So, and it's a confession that he said during one of our counseling sessions that he had reconnected with some of his old flame.
Yes.
I don't even remember feeling any way about it. Even right now, I'm trying to think, how did I feel? I feel not. I really didn't feel anything about it. I think I had
say you were in a loveless marriage. What kind of a marriage was that?
I think it
in
was
one word, or in several, in the words that you will find.
That one was not even a marriage. What was that? It was a shelter. It was a place to go back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because of the obligation of a wedding ring?
No, it was just a place to go back to where you can, hide from the effects of the sun and the rain.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Because I don't
know. No relationship, none.
Nothing. At some point, we're not even talking, not even a hi.
And you are okay about it?
Yeah, we were. See, I'm telling you, it was just a place to stay. Yeah, because he didn't seem bothered. I also just, of course, I was bothered at first, and I tried many interventions because of my personality. I really cannot thrive in a place where I cannot talk, and you're not feeding my mind with conversation continually. So I learned to switch off that part of my brain and not to expect it at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So God blessed me with a very bubbly son, my first son.
Yes.
He's very bubbly, talkative. So I used to talk to him. Yeah, I used to talk to him. I used to tell him everything. Yeah. So I used to expend my energies there.
All right.
Yeah.
So you are back to Nakuru.
Yeah.
And now how does Ak Peanuts continue?
Survive.
Survive.
So Ak Peanuts is of God.
Yes.
Hey, Ak Peanuts is truly of God. I remember even when I went to Nakuru, I had given up. I was like, there's no way I can, this one is over. So when I went to Nakuru, I found that Corona is not in Nakuru. Yeah.
Everything is going on.
People are just, they're wondering what is wrong with you. Why are you wearing a mask? Yeah. So people are going on as normal. And at that point, my dad used to sell for me my peanut butter. So business is booming in Nakuru.
Oh,
People are buying peanut butter like crazy. So now I have to figure out how I continue production of peanut butter without my presence. And that's where my girl Maureen comes in.
Wow.
Maureen used to be my house girl.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's still in Nairobi.
Yes.
So I used to call her. I tell her what to do. Go this place, get jars. Go this place, order njugu. Go this place, go this place. Come back to the house, take this. Put the peanut butter in this jar. See, under my bed, there is this box. It has labels. Go, take them. So she used to pack for me. She used to do everything. She weighs, she packs, everything. Puts in a box.
Also, she remained in the house.
She was a day band.
Okay. Oh,
so she still had access to the house.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, when I was kicked out, everybody else was kicked out.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but she still had access. She used to go and do the clothes.
Yes.
And they had a good relationship. Okay.
Yeah.
My ex was good with other people, just not me.
Okay.
I think I'm just the one
who
used to make him sick.
You are the problem.
I was a problem, definitely. I used to just sicken him, but he was really good with everybody else. Like some. I think that's why I'm saying. Even during our counseling, we couldn't get to a solution because they couldn't relate the two people. The one I was telling them and the one they know. Because the one they know will drop everything on a fly to go and help
someone.
them. Yeah.
But this other one you're talking about.
This other one I'm talking about.
That does not provide.
Yeah.
That hits you. That is verbally abusive.
Yeah. They don't know that one. They can't put the picture
relate.
Together. Yeah.
So you are always the one defending yourself.
Yes.
Right?
And unfortunately, he was also not honest. So
he's able to lie to their face.
Yeah, there was a time he hit me and we tried to go for all these counseling sessions. I need to put a pin on the previous conversations so that I remember where we are.
Yes.
So we tried to do all these conversations and then they suddenly stopped. The interventions suddenly stopped. So because of my personality, again, I let things go very easily.
Yes.
So I had already let it go. So I was fine. The interventions have stopped, but we are okay. We are talking. We are cordial. It's okay. So months later, when we met with the girls, some of the women who were in that intervention, they asked me, "Betty, how are you guys doing after that incident?" Like, we're doing okay. We are well. We are, just life is moving on. Then I asked them, "Betty, why did the meeting stop?" They're like, you didn't know? I'm like, no, I didn't know. Well, when our husbands were meeting with your husband, he told them, "You're the one who hit him." Okay. So we couldn't continue because we didn't know between you and him who's saying the truth. Because you're saying he beat you and he's also saying you beat him. Okay. So of course the meeting ended because I was
in trouble.
Yeah. By then I just picked my bag. I left that coffee there. I picked my bag and left.
They didn't know what to believe.
Yeah.
So he was good with even this your day bag. Yeah. That is why you are able to continue doing business with her here.
Yeah. So she still had access to the house.
Yes.
So my weighing scales, my tools of trade, everything. So she would take the peanut butter would be brought. The just used to be brought because the
he wouldn't raise issues. She would do it secretly.
My friend, no, Chinyamaji, she packs, she sends to me.
All right.
I don't even think he knew that business was still going on. Yeah. So in Nakuru, business boomed during the corona, and then another fantastic thing that happened is we got a new market.
Okay.
My sister lives in Bungoma.
Okay.
So in trying to help me, because she knew what was going on and where I was, she said she will start selling my products in her office.
Okay.
Her office. So send me a few jars. We can start with 5 because I don't know if they will like it. So I sent 5. She sold them in a day. And she called me and told me, I need more. So I asked her how many more. Send 20. I sent 20. She sold them in a week. By the time I was living in Nakuru, she was doing 40 peanut butters.
Oh Lord.
40 peanut butters. The business was good.
Okay.
Ak peanuts refused to die.
Oh Lord.
It refused to die. It was just doing this.
Okay. How can an ark die when it survived?
It's supposed to be
the largest.
It's supposed to be the savior.
Amounts of water.
It's supposed to be.
Why
the
did you
one that
call
rescues.
it ark?
Because my son is called Noah. Yeah. I'm telling you this thing, when I started it, it was for food though. It was
for Noah. You were thinking about Noah and
diapers and milk.
So it has to be Noah's ark.
There was no grand plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There wasn't.
So your sister now sells.
My sister sells for me peanut butter. My dad sells for me peanut butter. Ak peanut survives.
Oh,
survives
Lord.
Corona. So when I come back to Nairobi, when President Uhuru lifted the travel ban, I came back to Nairobi. Of course, the family thing wasn't working because even when I came back, my dad told me, I've seen everything I need to see, because he never called, never sent money, he never looked for me. You see, if I'm staying with you and then suddenly you're not there, even if I know where you are, it would be wisdom for me to call there and report that you're not there. And I don't know where you are. Even if I know. This guy
has to, like, it is just responsible.
It's just good manners.
It is, makes
you
sense.
gave me your daughter. She's not here. Let me just pretend I'm bothered. You know. So just call my dad telling me, your daughter is not here. I don't know where she has gone. She left. We had an argument. She left. I know she left with the kids. I don't know where they are. And then my dad can also pretend, oh, you didn't know. She's here.
Came here.
You know? So you can just be two cordial pretenders. But it's the way it's done. It's the African culture. It's the way it's done. So he didn't call. He didn't send an envoy. Nothing. So when I was leaving, my dad told me, I've seen everything I need to see. I've seen. But for the sake of this business, and my dad has always spoken very prophetically about Ak peanuts. So he told me, for the sake of this business is what will give you a name, and it's what will give your children a name. For the sake of this business, go back, work on the business. Leave this other side alone that's not working, but work on the business. But go back. So in August, I came back. And for sure, I saw God. Because
you came back to your former...
Yes, I came back. Yeah, I came back.
To the marriage?
To the shelter. I came back.
It's the shelter.
I came back to the shelter. And I was actually hoping that we would work on the marriage, because we'd been doing counseling quite a lot. So when I came back, we did one counseling session together, and then we didn't do anymore. So I used to go for counseling alone. But I continued to go for counseling, but I used to go alone. He stopped coming. So when I came back, see, now there's no business, there's no offices to sell. There's just the outsourcing, the Nakuru and Bungoma. So I had a broken phone. I had a broken many things. The marriage broken heart, broken phone. So one of those random times, I'm talking to my friend. She's my best friend. Your best couple. Yes. So I'm talking to her, and we are chatting on WhatsApp, and I can't seem to get communication out, because every time I try to send, the phone was cracked. So it was so frustrating. So I texted her, I told her, I am so frustrated, I am so broken, I'm so mad, I'm in pain. I just feel horrible, nothing is working. So she asked me, Kwani, what do you need? And you see, I'm still in that place of frustration. So I texted her back and I told her, my phone is broken, I want a car, I need machines for job, I need to set up this business, I need to do something for myself, I need diapers, I texted her everything that I needed. It was a whole list like this. I texted her everything I needed. She texted me back. And she told me, what would 100K do for you?
Oh, Lord. Oh, my God.
I'm like, oh, okay, so now we have to reprioritize these things. So I took my list, I was like, nonsense. Nonsense. I removed things. Nikabakia na machines.
What you really need.
Yeah. Nikabaki na machines for my business. And I texted her, I told her I would buy machines. I would buy machines for my business. Because I know if I can set this up, it can give me everything else on that list. My phone didn't even bother me anymore. I think I took like 5 minutes to write that message because it's broken. So you have to
keep trying.
It didn't even bother me anymore. It didn't.
Yes.
So I texted her, I told her I need machines. And she was like, fine, I'll send you the money. And for sure, I slept with 100K in my pocket.
Oh, glory to God for those kinds of friends.
I left that morning. The next morning, I went to where these machines, I knew they were fabricated. I went there. How I was crossing roads, God knows. How I was getting onto matatus and getting off, God knows. I don't remember any details of that day, except that I placed a down payment for the machines. And the work started. So now, the machines are being made. So now where are they going to go?
Okay.
Then I remembered my friend Shiro. Shiro had always been telling me, open a shop. Come to Ngong, open a shop. I was like, Sweetie, now I'm ready to listen. Can I come? She said yes. I katoka huko, I came straight to Ngong. We went to see a shop. I liked it. I called the owner. I asked her, how much is this place going to be? She told me it's going to be 63,000. I said, okay. I will get back to you. Is it like Kenyan? I'll get back to you. Like, there's no I can afford the nation. Just look for something else. So that day, this is now the next evening. I'm talking to another friend of mine. And he's just catching up because he knew I was in Nakuru and all those things. He's my friend from college as well. We've kept in touch. So I tell him, by the way, I'm thinking of opening up this shop. So I'm trying to set up. I've already ordered for the machines, but I really don't have somewhere to take them. And that's where I am. Oh, yeah. So how are you doing? How is he had just moved, changed states. He was in New York. He'd gone to California. So how's Cali? We talk. Story Kaisha. So I go to bed. In the morning, I wake up. There's 80,000 in my phone. This is the next day. There's 80,000 in my phone. And then I check through the messages. You know, when money comes in dollars, you get 2 other messages. You get M-Pesa and then you get 2 other messages. So I check that this money came in dollars. Who sent me dollars? Then I follow. Yeah, California.
Oh, Lord.
So I text, of course, at that time he's sleeping. So I text, I tell him, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I left the house. So that I was confused. I left the house. I went to town. I went to Coop Bank in town. Coop Bank, Bell Bottom.
Yes.
To pay the rent for the shop via pay bill.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you.
I went to the Coop Bank.
Yes.
I left the house.
Yes.
I boarded a matatu.
Yeah.
I went to Coop Bank
town.
house.
You are not, yeah.
The main Coop Bank.
Yes.
So that I can pay the rent via pay bill. Yeah.
I see.
Then I paid via pay bill in Coop Bank.
Oh, there was no pay bill.
Yeah, in my house.
Yes.
In my house,
You
pay
needed
bill
to go to...
I needed to have been in the Coop Bank. So that's why pay bills work. If you have a pay bill for NCBA, you have to go to an NCBA for it to go through.
Please.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I paid rent. And I only discovered after paying the rent, what have I done?
Oh, no.
Why am I here?
I think it was too good news.
I was confused.
Yeah.
I was proper confused.
Anyone would be.
And then now I figured, okay, now because I'm in town, might as well look for someone to do for me the shelves. So I called a few people, then I got a contact. And I found the guy who was available that day. So I told him, can we go to Ngong so that you can look at how you help me with the shelves? So he came to Ngong and he looked at the shop. It wasn't this one, by the way, it was another one I moved. He looked at the shop. And even as he was doing the calculations, I knew the amount he was going to tell me. I knew.
Somehow.
I knew. So I'm just looking at him doing the sabus. Akamaliza akaniambia, it's going to be 17,000. Akaniambia, it's okay. Do the work. Kachukua simu, kamtumia 17,000. 80, 63, 17.
Oh Lord.
Pesa ikanyamaza. Ikaisha.
That is how much your father in heaven. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I don't
pesa
even know.
Ikanyamaza.
80K ilisha hivyo.
Ikaishia hapo. I have a shop, I have fixtures, machines. I have machines. 3 days.
Oh my God.
3 days. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
And that is how Akpinat, the factory, began. I didn't have a single shilling of my own. Yeah.
You had money for the stock?
No, of course not.
For the ground?
No, of course not. My dad gave me money for the stock.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
So how old are we?
We are now 5. This is our 5th year.
How are we doing?
We are doing fantastic. God has been good. Our door is still open.
Oh Lord, yeah, you things are happening.
Our door is still open. Yeah. Our door is still open.
So, what is the big dream then?
Now there is a dream.
How many employees do you have?
I currently have 2.
Yes.
I have 1 production assistant. Okay, I call her a production assistant, but she's really the production manager because at this point, she runs everything. My company has come to a place where it's just plug and play. So I have a salesperson who does the recording as well. So she's my records clerk and she also does the sales. So she goes for sales in the morning, she comes back and does the records in the afternoon. Yeah, and then now my production assistant does all the production for everything. I have 4 products. I have peanuts.
Yes.
So for peanuts, we have roasted peanuts, we have peanut butter, we have peanut flour.
Yes.
And of course, raw peanuts.
Okay.
And then I have cashew nuts. For cashew nuts, we have raw, we have roasted cashew nuts, and we have cashew butter.
Okay.
And then we have pistachio. Pistachio, we just do the butter, pistachio butter. And then we have simsim. So for simsim, we do the roasted simsim, raw, roasted simsim, roasted plain or salted.
Okay.
We do simsim brittles.
Yes.
There's the ones that people know as simsim. Ukiuma kila mtu anajua kuna simsim inakuliwa mahali.
Also you have those and others?
And then I have the butter sasa.
Ya kupaka?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have those 4 products.
Okay.
Yeah. That we do.
So what's the big dream? Where is ARC gonna go to?
We would like to get into large distribution. Yeah, that being supermarkets. We are also looking at institutions. I think the heart in my heart is institutions, not really supermarket, but institutions like hotels, hospitals, schools. That's where I would like to go. At the moment, we supply to Indian restaurants. Yeah. And they use a lot of peanut butter. Okay. But we are also aware of other societies that use peanut butter. Especially my peanut butter does not have any additives. Yeah. So, there are people who appreciate that kind of food product that doesn't have any additives. The Indians, SDAs. The Sikhs, those ones really. So to get into that market that orders in bulk and they pay on delivery.
All right. Yeah. So they pay on delivery.
Yeah.
Talking about appreciation, You got an award.
Oh yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
I definitely think I'm amazing at this business thing.
I tell you.
It's just God. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
So I got into again. A friend of mine got me into the FOYA awards.
Yes.
They registered my name. They proposed me. They registered my name. I didn't know. And I got nominated for the first round. And then, of course, after nomination, I at that point, I'd already known I'm in this thing. So I started asking for people to vote for me. And I got a lot of support. I discovered I have a lot of friends, like a lot of really die-hard friends. So I got through. It has, FOYA is the Founder of the Year Awards.
Yes.
And they are in Africa only for now. They're trying to get into the rest of the world, but for now they're just in Africa. So they appreciate founders of businesses for innovation, sustainability, economic improvement, and those things.
Yes.
So I got nominated in the category of manufacturing founder of the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there were many people and many,
and
Goliaths.
how many?
I think we were the largest. We were over 20.
Okay.
Yeah. And there are many Goliaths for sure. There are many people. I followed a few of them.
And probably doing greater things.
Yeah. There was one of them who was actually doing what I do, peanut butter. And I went online on Facebook and I looked them up. And I saw their factory. My gosh, the factory was so pretty. And they had better machines than I do. And it was just so daunting. And then he kept going on the top of the list. And then I would try and catch up. And then I would go above him. And then after like 2 minutes, he would go 2 people above me. So I kept feeling like, wow, and he deserves it. His factory looks better than mine. So there was that feeling of wow, am I really like the best person for
it's called imposter syndrome, right?
I felt like an imposter the whole time.
Yeah.
So then I got the competition is in 2 stages. You go through the nomination. After the nomination, you go through a competition of winning by vote.
Yes.
And that's just in your country.
Yeah.
So you compete within your country. Other Kenyan manufacturers in the same category. You compete by vote. Whoever wins goes to the second stage, which is now the entire Africa. And you also win by vote. So only one person wins the country one, and then you go to the continental one. And then the person who wins that is the one who takes the trophy.
So which one did you win?
I won both.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I won the first one, and then I went to the second one.
Congratulations.
It was unbelievable. So I went through to the second one, and I rallied people, and people were voting and voting like crazy every single day.
You involved everyone at your church, right?
Everyone knew that there's this girl who wants this thing. And I know for the first time, after the nomination, I was like, am I really? No, I probably wouldn't even go through. Then I went through. I was like, no. I couldn't have gone through to become number 2. So I have to take this thing. And it was daunting, of course. That's when I discovered I actually have a lot of support that I probably would not have known is there had I not entered that one. There's a friend of mine. We were in high school together.
Yeah.
She was my class prefect.
Yes.
It's called Cleopatra.
Yeah.
Cleopatra was on bed rest.
Oh, Lord.
So she couldn't do a lot of moving around. But Cleopatra would text me every single morning to tell me, get up, ask for votes.
Wow.
I've not seen your message today asking for votes. Where is your message? We need to win this thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Has it had any impact on your work?
Yes, it has.
Yes.
Because, so I think just the acclaim, that you're the manufacturing founder of the year, Africa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right?
It's a big deal.
Wow.
It's a big deal, for sure. And it has changed a lot of even how people view me and view Peanuts.
Yes.
You know, when I get out there, I'm just me. Like you're not seeing a different person.
Yeah.
I'm just me.
Yes.
So when I get out there, just with my njugus, and sometimes I get out there with njugus at 20 bob. So there's a way I look. I just look chora chora. Just, it's chick, sells njugu.
Okay.
But when I won FOYA,
oh Lord,
this chick sells njugu. Like even the way the njugu sounds like it's something really
something
serious.
different.
Yeah. Sounds like it's part of a Range Rover. She says spare parts of Range Rover. You know. So it has
something so noble. That
it has really changed how people
perceive
me.
And you.
Yeah.
It's so great to hear that. So how are the two boys doing?
My sons are awesome. My sons are amazing. I must say my sons are, I'm confessing here, are being raised by God.
Oh Lord.
They are being raised by God. My sons are emotionally intelligent.
Wow.
They are wise. They are calm. They are mindful. Like I have amazing kids. And I'm not just saying because I'm their mom.
Yeah.
Because I'll confess, sometimes they do something so nice. I'm like, you didn't learn that from me. There's no way. That's not me. I wouldn't do what you've done. I would have done something else. Yeah. So they are they're just, my sons are amazing. I don't think
do they relate with the dad in any way?
No, not really. Okay. There's been very little contact. I don't know, by choice or by circumstance, I wouldn't know. Okay. But there's been really let's just say no contact, really. Yeah. Or no interest or no contact.
On both ends,
yeah.
From both parties.
Actually, I'm very open. Like if there was interest from the other end, I would make the kids available. Okay. My elder brother has been in a situation like this, so and I love him to bits. DC, I love you, and he talks to me a lot about how they perceive things from that end as a man.
All right.
As a man with a lady who has a baby by him and they're not living together.
Okay. So he tells you the men.
Yeah, he tells me like
side.
when you say to a man, they perceive it like you're complicating things. So don't do that again. Don't complicate. Okay. Yeah. Don't stop him from seeing his children. Don't, So I get a lot of sound advice from my brother. Okay. And despite following it, it's not improved anything. Right. Because I think my brother is a noble dude. And he takes care of his business. But I didn't marry my brother.
Yeah, you didn't marry.
I didn't marry my brother. In as much as he would try to advise me, we are not dealing with someone who thinks about things the way he does. Yeah. So for me, it's not working. His advice is not working. Okay. Yeah, but I'm still doing it. I also get advice from my dad. Yeah. He tells me when things are important, let him know. Even if he won't do anything about it,
just let him know. All right.
Yeah, so when the kids fall sick, I tell him. When the school fee structure comes, I will tell him. Whether he does something about it or not, well, I say.
You keep saying it.
I just say. I was told to say. I'm very good at following instructions. So I just say. And I don't feel bad. Yeah.
I think the most amazing thing, besides the fact that you're such a wonderful person and businesswoman and mother and making the best out of your situation is the way you have not, like, you look okay, you are at a good place in your heart, right? Ukwaje?
Niko sawa, imekuwa kazi. Mimi na Mungu tumefanya kazi. Nimedanganya hapo, ni Mungu peke yake. Mimi na Mungu tumefanya kazi sana.
Ni yeye amefanya
yote. But it has been a work, for sure it has been a work. And I think you cannot overestimate the power of forgiveness. And to just be able to be gracious and to not say, Paul said, to not usinganganie salvation. Sio yako. Even you were given for free. Yeah.
Okay.
Si yako, please. Anybody can get born again.
Yeah.
Anybody can enter heaven. So just to understand that, yeah, by the way, when we are rising in the sky like this, I might look on the side like this and I see him. And we are rising together.
True.
And we should be able to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Like, have you been? Yo, you're flying.
You're
well.
riding.
Yeah, you're riding. Yeah, I'm riding. No, we don't have physical body. So I find will be air. Yeah. So I should be easy with that.
All
you know. So it helped me to just. I honestly have nothing against him. I even struggle like talking about the things that I went through in my marriage, because you know, when you talk about it, people assume that you're still feeling some kind of way about it.
Okay.
I'm not.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. If I would judge it by the way you're speaking it and the way you look,
yeah,
I'd say you are done with that part of your life.
That part is done. And I've left it to God.
Yes.
And I don't really think that even God thinks it's such a big deal. No.
Any future plans of ever remarrying?
I would like to, yes. I would like to. That one is also like one of those God things.
Yeah.
You know, God is interesting. I know of two people.
Yes.
Not personally, I've just heard their stories. I know their people, their children, who separated and they went back together, like after years. One of them was after 6 years, one of them was after the kids were even married.
Okay.
Yeah, they were even married and the grandkids, but then they came back together. So I know that's a thing that God can do or can instruct.
Yes.
So I keep it, you know, just free flowing there, but I would like to remarry. I really thought, you know, marriage helps you to know that you're not a good person. Marriage and having a house girl.
Yeah, those are the two things that make you know who you really are.
Yeah.
All right.
You're not very righteous. You have issues. Yeah, because the rate at which you change house girls can tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have come to realize that maybe I also needed training. Okay. But I loved being married.
Oh, right.
I loved it.
You love to have a family, someone to go home.
Exactly.
Yeah, it can be lonely. It
gets lonely.
Yeah, it gets lonely.
And single parenting is tough because people don't care. You know, they just see you with 2 children, they look at you like, so you are one of those who has children outside. No, nobody wants to know your story and find out
what really happened.
So they misjudge you.
Okay.
They gossip.
So you're always carrying your cross.
Yeah. And you know, you can't tell everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've also realized being a single mom, that single moms really have it rough and we can't win.
Yeah.
When
everything is against you.
You can't be. There's no way you can be winning on your own. Yeah. You must be sleeping with someone's husband.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or you are a devil worshipper.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are you getting all this money from?
Right.
There is something else you're doing, and it is never God. Yeah, it can't be God. Even if you're serving in church and you're in ministries and you're as good a person as you say I am.
Yes.
You are a devil worshipper. There's somewhere else you're getting your profit from. Okay. So it's difficult for single moms. People see, and then unfortunately, my children don't. They have similarities, but they don't look alike. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you don't know my story, I was even being advised by one of my elders, like you need to introduce, when you introduce yourself and say you have 2 boys, you need to add from the same father. Like, why do I need to add that?
You don't need to.
Why do I need to add that? Because people just automatically assume that you're some kind of way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's tough.
I see. I see.
When I
see it from your eyes.
Yeah. So when I talk to people who are at the verge of, and I talk to those kinds of people a lot, who are on the verge of breaking their marriage, I usually warn them. I tell them it's not easy.
The cross you
be
carry.
Ready.
Okay.
Yeah, be ready to be called a prostitute. Be ready to be called a devil worshipper. Be ready. Be ready to hear things about you that you've never heard.
You don't even know about yourself.
When you go into a pastor's office, be ready to be told you're having an affair with that pastor. Be ready
to talk to any man and it will be an affair.
Be ready to have photos of your door taken. When a man visits you, photos of shoes will be taken. Be ready.
Okay.
Yeah, be ready to always be the bad one. Okay. You are a bad woman. When good people relate with you and you're seen walking around with a young person, don't walk with that bad woman. Be ready. Be ready.
Okay.
It's tough.
All right, ma'am.
It needs you to know who you are. Yeah.
I think we out of your story we get many things. We get to see you, the entrepreneur. Yeah. You, the single mom that is making the best out of her situation, and I think that's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Keep hanging in there, not hanging in. Keep making it.
Yeah.
To the globe.
Yeah.
And Father.
Yeah.
For God's glory. Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Because this is your factory.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting us and allowing us to invade your space, and then sasa ila labda unagurumisha, we are here. So we are very grateful that you have had us and we have had this amazing conversation.
Yeah.
So may the Lord bless you and keep you. So Dada, here in Chronicles La Familia, we have a fun segment.
Yeah.
We call Sing It Out.
Wow. Yeah.
So we give someone an opportunity to just sing hata kama mtu hajui kuimba.
Okay.
So but the good thing is that you wewe hata ni muimbaji.
Yes.
So I want to hear the very first song you ever learned. Na ile sasa unaimba sai currently. Go right ahead.
So it's not the first song, but it's one of the first ones. And my grandma loved it. It's Luya.
Yes.
I don't know Luya very well. So the words might be like this. Ho mihono cha Yesu, mushirifu shishe. O moyo humenyanga amalako kake.
Wow.
Something like that.
Luya sounds so good in the sound.
Absolutely.
A tongue.
The best. The best.
Ile unaimba sai.
Sasa saizi tulipimp Keluya. So saizi tunaimba. Huvira vyosi. Ni Yesu mwami wanje, urio huichenyaho papa wo mwikulu. Undi sinjangese, uri sinja vana banje. Ni Yesu mwami onyala vyosi.
Ni Yesu, ni Yesu
mwami onyala vyosi. So that means, okay, so that the chorus is from Undi Sinja Ngese, which means you feed me, you feed my children.
Wow.
And then is Jesus the Lord who can do anything. So
yes.
No, I would not.
You want me to?
No, you can't shorten it. You say Undi Sinjanga.
Undi Sinjanga.
Ese.
Uri Sinjanga.
Abana banje.
Good.
Ni Yesu. Yeah, very good study. You're saying it like home. Ni Yesu. Times 2.
Ni Yesu.
Mwami. Onyala vyosi. Aya, Undi Sinjanga ese.
Undi Sinjanga ese.
You feed me. Uri Sinjanga abana banje.
Uri Sinjanga abana
banje. Yes. Ni
Yesu. Situkae tufike hapo moja.
No. You have to sing everything. Ni Yesu. Omwami. Onyala vyosi.
So
let's try. Undi sinjangese, uri sinjabana banje. Ni Yesu, mwami onyala vyosi. Again. I have to get results. I'm a trainer. I told you I'm a trainer. Undi sinjange se.
Undi sinjange.
ACA.
ACA.
ACA means me.
Okay. Undi sinjange se. Uri sinjabana banje. Abana banje.
Ni Yesu. Omwami. Onyala byosi. Listen to that hallelujah. Oh my gosh, I saw it. Yeah. So can you shake again?
No. This word is a tongue twister.
It is. Which one?
Undi sinjanga. That's a big word. Undi sinjanga. You feed me. Undi sinjanga.
Wakiongeza nga inamaanisha kawaida. Unafanyanga.
Okay.
So undi sinjanga. Unashindaga umenikulisha kulisha. Undi sinjanga se.
Yes. Uri sinjabana banje.
Yes.
Oh. Ni Yesu.
Mwami. Onyala byosi. Kwanza unasahau ya mwisho. Lord.
It's a lot of rolling of my thoughts and running them. So, but I am so glad. One thing nimetoka nayo ni hiyo
undisinjanga.
Omwami. Hiyo nimeshika.
Na Yesu.
Na Bwana banje. Yes. I have gotten 70%.
That is 70%.
Sawa. Ni Yesu. At least that's why hiyo nimeshika. Oh Lord. I'm having fun.
Sawa.